Are you like me and considering spending $1,000 to $1,500 on the new Avata 360 or maybe the anti-gravity A1? Now, if you're also like me, you might already have 1 or 2 drones and also a 360 camera, which got me thinking, can I mount my X4 on one of my drones and get about the same shots as the Avata 360 or A1? I hopped on eBay and tried to see what kind of mounts I could find for either one of my drones, either my Air 3 or my Avata 2, for an action cam sort of mount on either the top or the bottom of one of them. After looking around, I was thinking of mounting it sideways on my Avata 2. I've seen a lot of people mount them forward and backwards, but I figured sideways would cut off the most amount. And I also was thinking about my Air 3 kind of the same way, or possibly even if I could hang it towards the front or towards the back to try to get the drone the thinnest, where the stitch line would cut out most of the drone. Everything that I could find was a top mount for the Avata 2, and if I was going to try to hang it out of the front or the back, I don't think the Avata 2 would be strong enough to do that, so I kind of was leaning away from that one right now. My Air 3, I thought maybe it might have enough if I could find something like that. I kept finding just the one mount really that replaced this top section here on my Air 3 with one mounting spot right up here. So I thought maybe I could lean it forward or backwards with a little arm or something like that. I have a few different mounts. While I was looking at this replacement top plate, I scrolled down and noticed under the similar items there was a mount that wrapped around my Air 3. It had a little bar on it where I could mount a camera or light or something like that underneath. And I kind of like that idea because I could turn it sideways and it would be down a few inches, which means the field of view would be from about right here all the way down and around to about right here again. And I kind of like that idea. I went ahead and ordered one of those and it came in, and here's the top piece that wraps around, and it also has this top mount on it, so I could still mount and try it out on the top as well. But this just clips around here, and then now this little bar will mount in here, which will give me a few inches down. And mounted it on there. So it looks like we'll be able to get from about right there all the way down and around to about right there again. It looks kind of funny, but we'll see if it works. I'll leave a link to the one that I ordered. I'm sure you can get them on Amazon as well. It was only like $15, $16. It turned on the X4. It did cut out quite a bit. I mean, I guess you can still see some of the drone there. But I feel like that should still give us a pretty good view after we're looking down and around. With the X4 just set on standard lens guards, there was still a little bit of the drone you could see, at least the body of it, in the shot. So I thought I'd just try the dive case mode just to see what that does. And it actually cuts out almost all the drone except for the arms and the props. But as you can see here, just looking around, and then even down here looking towards the shop, the stitch line is not very good, even on things that are farther away. Now let's go ahead and actually do a flying test with the X4 hanging on the bottom of the Air 3. I went ahead and pulled my Razor out here to use as a subject in this open area here, and we'll see what we can get. Alright, let's get everything turned on here. Alright, let's see how we do. So one thing I did notice right off the bat, having that hanging underneath, is it thinks you're close to the ground and it keeps trying to go up. So I went in and turned off the vision positioning and obstacle sensing, and we'll try that. Now I'm able to go down without it trying to land right away. Quickly pull it on the camera. With the drone, we'll just do a nice little circle around here. Just like that. And maybe let's come down here. We'll just kind of fly right over top here. Come back this way and go over to the side. Down just a little bit. We'll just kind of fly right here, right next to the side of it. Forward. Fly up over top. Just come right over top of the razor here, and then just go straight up here. You can see the camera a little bit, pointing the gimbal straight down. Now I'm going to go back here behind my house, down this little road a little bit, kind of back here in the trees, and see what we can come up with that. I'll just kind of fly through here. Try not to hit anything with obstacle avoidance off. And the trees here. Come over some more trees. Back down into a little draw here. Go over the pond. And we'll just fly back up here. And up and around, we can see the razor again. We'll just kind of fly right over top of it and come back to me. That was a quick flight with it. Do a couple tests. It's a little bit tricky taking off and landing. You got to kind of just grab it out of the air. But let's go back in now and see what we've got. Starting out here, we're straight off to the side. You can see the props a little bit there, looking straight out. As soon as we start looking down, it definitely looks like we can make the tiny planet. Zoom in just a little bit. You can get those completely out of there and still get the tiny planet. Zoom in here. As we're spinning around the razor, everything looks pretty good. Can't see any of the drone anywhere there. Coming back to the back here, flying forward. Go ahead and look down. Coming up over the top, you can look down, kind of spin back around. Coming back down the road here, looking down, around by the trees. Look to the side to the trees, everything looks pretty good. You can see the shadow of the drone a little bit on the ground. There again, zooming out quite a ways. Still no props until you get up, looking up just a little bit. Tiny planet again. Down here, flying through the trees again. Everything looks pretty good, as long as you don't look up too far. Looking down at the pond bank. Right about there, we start seeing the props again. But if we look down and zoom out, we have our tiny planet and no props around anywhere. Now let's go through and edit some stuff and we'll see what we've got. I'll make a few videos out of each one of those shots I've got. So this is what I've come up with. I just did a couple quick shots. If you spend some more time on it, I'm sure you can get them a little smoother and stuff like that. But I sped up most of them so you didn't have to sit through a long shot for each one of them. First you'll see the drone shot and then one or two from the X4. Here's the first shot from the drone, just kind of doing an orbit around the Razor. Here's the second shot from the drone, just going flying forward straight over top. Here's the third shot from the drone, just flying straight down the side of it. The fourth shot, flying from the back up over top of it. Here's the fifth shot from the drone, flying down the little road through the trees. Here's the last shot, kind of coming back down towards the pond here, flying through the trees and back up. Now for my final thoughts. Does this cheap $15 mount get you some 360 drone footage? It definitely does. So with that being said, should you spend the extra on a new 360 drone? Depends on what you're doing. If you're just looking to fly around every once in a while and get some 360 footage, I think this is probably the best alternative for you. But if you're just looking to get your standard kind of drone footage, but just not worry about framing, it's alright for that, but I think you'd still be better off with your normal drone. The resolution on that's going to be a lot better by the time you crop in and stuff like that on your 360 footage. If you like this video and found something of value in it, please consider liking and subscribing, and we'll see you on the next one.